Hey everyone, this is 43216 here, and today I'm going to be doing a new kind of review. Today I'm going to be doing a concert review for the show I went to on November 23rd, 2013, and that was, in this order, Huntress, Testament, Killswitch Engage, and Lamb of God. And I must say, this was quite the awesome show. It was the third show I've gone to this year. I didn't get an opportunity to review the last two shows I went to, but I'm very much looking forward to reviewing this one. So let's jump right into it. So the first band to play was Huntress, of course. Now they sounded really good, and I've not really heard any of their material before, but they definitely did a very good job. All the instruments sounded really good, high quality, and the levels were good, and all that kind of stuff. The one issue I had though was on the first song, for the first half of it, the singer's mic was fucked up, and you couldn't hear any of her vocals at all because it was just completely overpowered by the guitars and the drums, and you just couldn't hear a thing. But about halfway through the song, I figured out what the hell was happening. It sounded like the mic just wasn't on or something like that, or something like that was just causing the mic not to pick up any sound. But halfway through the song, her vocals kicked in, and then I got to hear how impressive Jill Janis's vocals are. They're just wow. She's got really good melodic singing voice to pretty intense screams, and it's just pretty amazing. Now I don't really know any of their songs, but they played around 5 or 6 songs, and they were all really good in my opinion. And they definitely won a new fan with this one. I'll definitely check out a lot of their other material, and hopefully I'll get to see them again at some point. Now, the next band was the mighty thrash band Testament. They were pretty awesome. They had a cool stage setup with cool pentagrams with demon faces and shit like that. It was pretty cool. The one issue I had with the stage setup was just the sheer amount of blinding lights they had. There's like a row of 5 or 6 lights on the bottom, and then above on the top of their stage set there was like 5 big flashing strobe lights, and they were just flashing so much and so brightly right into my eyes, like it made it really hard to see the band at all, and it's kind of irritated my eyes a bit. The other issue I had was the volume levels on the instruments were way overpowered, and I could not hear Chuck Billy's vocals at all. Well, I could kind of hear them, but I couldn't hear them very clearly. But other than that, musically, they performed very well. The guitar sound was just well, despite being overpowered, I could hear it pretty well, and it was very well executed. The solos were fantastic. Alex Skolnick is really awesome on guitar, and of course, Gene Hogan's drumming is fantastic. This is the first time I've seen Testament live, and definitely was pretty awesome. They played a bunch of different songs. They played a few songs off their newest album, Dark Roots of the Earth, plus a bunch of staples from their old albums. A lot of stuff off the New Order, Into the Pit, the New Order, and Disciples of the Watch, which is probably one of my favorite Testament songs. They also played More Than Meets the Eye off the Formation of Damnation. And then they played a couple of songs off of their first album, The Legacy, being The Preacher and Over the Wall, which was their closer. Which was a very good set in my opinion. I knew all the songs, so even though I'm kind of New Testament fan, I knew all the songs they played. So I guess it's kind of a pretty standard set list from what I've heard, but it was good. All the songs were really good. Definitely worth going to see them live. Hopefully next time I see them live, they'll have a longer set because they were only the second band here, so they only played for like 40 minutes or so. But nonetheless, it was very awesome. Now, the next band was Killswitch Engage, and this was my second time seeing them live. And unfortunately, I've never had an opportunity to see them live with Howard, but this is the second time I've seen them with Jesse, and both times were fantastic. Last time I saw them was the summer of 2012 on the first Trespass America Festival with Five Finger Death Punch. And they did an amazing job there, and I think they did an even better job this time. And they played a ton of new songs from their newest album, Disarm the Descent. And most of the ones they played were like my personal favorite songs on the album, like The Turning Point and the first single, In Due Time. And then they played a bunch of other classic songs like Rose of Sharon and This Is Absolution and The End of Heartache, plus a bunch of songs off one of my favorite albums from them, which is their second album, Alive or Just Breathing. They played, of course, My Last Serenade, Fixation on the Darkness, and Life to Lifeless, which the same three songs off that album they played last time I saw them, but it was still a fantastic set list. They also, unlike last time I saw them live, they performed a song off their first album. They played In the Unblind, and I think they did a very good job of that. I think it had a lot more energy than the original studio version. Also, this time, they did not close with Holy Diver, which is what they've been doing ever since they recorded that cover of Dio, which I'd already seen them perform that once before, so it was interesting to see them close with The End of Heartache instead, which was cool because that's like a fan favorite. They could just stop and the crowd was just singing it. I was singing it. Everyone was singing it, and it was amazing. It was definitely amazing. I said amazing way too many times. That's awkward. Okay, anyway. It was a really good show. Everything sounded amazing. The guitar sounded good. The drums were fantastic. Jesse's vocals were amazing. And, of course, we had the crazy weirdness of Adam D. This time, as this was a home show since I'm from Boston, this was in Boston, so Killswitch Engage is from the area, so they had a nice little speech about how awesome it was to be back in Boston. And Adam D talked about how every vein was pulsing in his Boston boner, which was fucking hilarious. It was really awesome. And, of course, they walked on to The Eye of the Tiger, which was just hilarious to start playing. We're just like, what? And then Adam D just comes running out crazily, and it was pretty cool. Anyway, they played a lot of great songs, so definitely worth seeing Killswitch Engage if you get a chance. Now, for the headliner, Lamb of God. This was also the second time I've seen them perform. Last time was almost exactly 1 year ago, off by one day. But this time, since it was a day later, it was on Chris Adler's birthday, which was cool. So I've got some video of this. I don't have any video of the songs because my iPhone can't record that without it sounding like shit. But I was able to record some of the speeches that Randy Blythe gave between songs, including the crowd singing Happy Birthday to Chris Adler. I'll attach that here.
Today, we get older and older and start looking more and more like Duck Dynasty with each passing second. Especially this old motherfucker. Today is Chris Adler's birthday. So we'd like to sing happy birthday to him. How old is he, 103? 131. All right, everybody. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Happy birthday to you. Look, he's got pretty little flowers on his cake. You better save me a slice of that cake, motherfucker. I'm hungry. Alright, you know, we've done a lot of shows up here, man. New England really fucking supported us, so I'd like to send this next song out to all the bands from the New England area, man. Our brothers we came up with, especially all the Massachusetts motherfuckers. Check. Yeah. Yeah, motherfucker. Money. What? Fuck that mic. Fuck your mic, motherfucker. Alright. This one goes out to Shadows Fall. Unearth. Killswitch. Seamless. All the motherfuckers all the way back to Gangrene. And it especially goes out to my friend Jeff, who sings for a band called Sam Black Church. They're doing a show in Boston next month. Come and get you some, motherfuckers. This is Redneck.
Alright, now you get to see that awesomeness. Let's talk about how fantastic the band sounded. This is, like I said before, the second time seeing them live, and I actually think they were better this time as well. Maybe that's just me being a bigger fan now than the last time I saw them, but I think there was some good stuff. The set list was almost exactly the same as last time, which was kind of boring for me, but they did mix it up. They switched out a few songs. They switched off a couple songs off of Wrath for some more classic songs, being Hourglass and Vigil. So it was slightly different. And of course the songs were in different order for the most part. But it's definitely a good show. Now I do have to say one thing. John Campbell had to drop off the tour, so he was not playing bass because he had a family emergency. But they got Aaron Patrick to step in for Bury Your Dead, and he sounded good. He did a good job of filling in for John Campbell. Now, let's talk about the guitars sounded great. Willie Adler's solos sounded great. And of course, Chris Adler's drumming was fantastic, as always. And of course, Randy Blythe sounds fantastic live. He's probably one of the best live vocalists I've seen. Just amazing. So, the set list was pretty standard, as I said. They played classics like Yeah, You've Got Something to Die For, and Ruin, and 11th Hour, and Laid to Rest, Redneck, and of course Black Label to close, which is pretty standard, but these are all fantastic songs. So, that's pretty much it for the band, or all the bands. That's the review. If you liked it, be sure to like the video, and if you want to see more of these kinds of videos, let me know. And if you want to see my older videos or be informed of new videos, be sure to subscribe so you can see all my new metal videos when they come out. That's it for review. See you guys next time.
Before we do these next few songs, I need you to make some noise for all the bands that played here with us tonight on this tour. First up, from California, it's our first time on tour with them, and they are lovely people. They almost got in a terrible bus wreck in Canada. They wrecked their trailer, but Jägermeister bought them a new one. So don't say it's good for nothing. Right now, Boston, I need you to make some noise and give Huntress a big welcome. Come on, make some noise! Up next, they are from the Bay Area of California. They are forefathers of the type of music we play, and thrash legends. Their singer is approximately 8 foot tall. He looks as if he wants to eat you, but he's really a nice guy. As of all those dudes, they're gentlemen of the finest, distinction and refinement. Make some noise for the almighty Testament! It gets worse every night. Chris looks like a fucking Smurf. Up next, they come from around here. We've known them for quite some fucking time, and toured almost every continent on the face of the planet with these motherfuckers. We have drank countless beers, countless shots, and endured countless weird things from Adam D. And it's our first tour with Mr. Jesse Leach back. We couldn't be happier to have him.